Vegas Circle with Paki and Chris. We are the show for people who are passionate about business, success, and culture, showcasing the stories of people in the city that made it happen. On today's podcast, we're going to discuss building a successful hospitality brand with the partner of AYYA Hospitality. We welcome him back, Mr. J. Shaun White, man.
What's up, man? How you doing? How you doing?
So we had to have you come back, man.
Yeah, man, I had a great time last time.
You've been killing it, man. It's amazing what you could do in a year, man.
Yeah.
In a year's time since the last time we sat down. And I know before we kind of talked about some of the other business ventures, but with AYYA Hospitality, man, y'all have killing the brand, man.
Yes, I mean, like I said before, it's kind of one of those things that we saw. Not necessarily something that's missing in Vegas, but something that could be changed. You can't really reinvent the wheel. I think we have pretty much everything across the board. But what it comes down to is the people that are behind it that makes the difference between this spot or that spot, or this hospitality group and that hospitality group. So being that I've been in hospitality for like the last 15, 16 years, as a local, I saw things that we were missing as a local. I don't want to say me, our group, our partnership. We saw things that were missing. So we decided to take a stab at it.
Yeah, it's kind of interesting. You know, we're a city that's built on hospitality, right? And then for you, obviously, you've been in the environment for a long time. You know, a fantastic networker, probably one of the best I've ever seen.
Thank you.
And you're always kind of pushing those boundaries of hospitality. You know, is it kind of challenging to think about what they're doing wrong and jump in and try to make those changes, because we are a hospitality city, so it makes it a little tough.
Yeah, it does make it tough, but what makes it easier is you got to try to take your mindset out of being the provider and be the consumer. You know what I'm saying? As a consumer, you always know, like, oh, I wish they had this, or I wish they had that, blah, 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 blah. So when in hospitality, I saw like, we actually listened to what customers were saying. Oh, you know, this is cool, but this is missing, or blah, blah, blah. And so many of the really big hospitality groups, they don't pay attention. They don't really try to cater to everybody, but like you're losing a certain demographic, or, you know what I'm saying? You're missing something. And if you get enough people I wouldn't necessarily say complaining about it, but voicing about it, then it's like, okay, you know, let's take a stab at it. Let's try it, you know?
So it's like there's a whole market that's just not getting catered to.
Yeah,
So especially
exactly.
these high-end casinos where really they want to focus on those top 1% of people, you're missing the 99 that are not, they're looking for that same experience.
100%.
So since the last time we sat down, so you guys have opened up it's AYYA Athletic Center, right? The Performance Center.
AYYA Performance, yes.
So the AYYA Performance Center, you guys opened up Thick and Thins,
Correct.
Crust and Roux, which I've been to, which shout out to the strawberry pie, man. That pie is and he brought us one too, man. He's a man of his word, man.
I told you I would.
And Pine Bistro. So Pine Bistro is going to be the new one. So let's kind of start with the athletic center.
Yeah.
So what is the kind of the concept of that center?
So AYYA Performance, the concept is we wanted to be a step above in performance.
Okay.
You know, you have your phase ones, you have a bunch of sweat zones out here, but we wanted to be like a step above, like first in tier, first in class. You want to think like the Soho House of performance centers. You know, you come in, you got the best of the best equipment. Our price point is a little bit higher because we want to cater to a certain, I don't want to say demographic, but yes, a demographic. Because you're also getting an experience that you probably won't get anywhere else. You know, when you're part of our gym, you're also part of our AYYA Hospitality Group, so you get discounts across the board. Everything that we own.
Okay.
So you know, we want to make it a family, a nice, cool ecosystem.
That's what's up.
Yeah.
Okay. And you guys just opened up. You literally opened up the same night. I think it was
Yeah.
AYYA and Thick and Thins the same night.
So what we want to do with that is, you know, you come, you showcase the gym, you see it, you take a nice tour, and then also naturally a part of every gym there's a protein bar, you know, shakes and all that stuff.
Yep.
So my partner came up with the concept, Thick and Thin, and it works. You know, you get your kids' treats, you got your cereal, your ice creams, you can blend it in for the kiddies. When you leave the gym, you get pressed juices, acai bowls, protein shakes. We got coffee, espresso.
Okay.
I mean, you name it, we have it.
Yeah.
So as you're kind of like moving into this almost serial entrepreneur space, you know, right, where you're kind of going from business to business, how are you setting up these like baseline structures to be able to kind of grow these individual businesses? Because you're only one person. Like, how are you setting it up to kind of continue to expand?
It's the team. The team that we have. I never lie, and I wouldn't lie if I say I did it myself. We have a great team, and the biggest understanding with that is everybody knows their lane and knows their roles. You know, you really don't try to step over. Like me personally, I'm not a checks and balance guy. I'm not really like a P&L dude. I understand it. I want to understand it from a business aspect point because you know when you get asked certain questions, you want to be like, oh, my partner's not here. I don't know the answer.
That's
you know,
a real
you
statement.
might you might lose the attention of somebody like, oh, you really don't know what you're doing. But then you can segue it to my partner. I'm like, okay, he can get more in depth with it than I can. Because that's where his lane is. My lane, I'm more like of a marketing. I drive the business. You know, we come with different ideas. You know, the creative. But again, it doesn't mean we can't cross in each other's boundaries. You know, and as long as we have the same understanding, the same focus, and the same goal, which is really, really, really hard. We've been lucky enough thus far to have that same mindset. So it makes it very easy.
How long did it take to put it all together, like from start to finish? Because you know you come up with the idea, like Chris and I, when we were forming Vegas Circle, I think about 8 years ago, I think we were going to be able to do one podcast, and then eventually we started putting together, you know, this podcast. What did you guys do? Did you kind of like build alliances with different people and then said, hey, this is what
the alliances started within ourselves. I mean, we all individually had ideas, and, you know, I have an idea that we haven't done yet, but it will happen down the pipeline, and it's just a matter of timing. You know, like, okay, this one might take a little more time, so we're going to put this back here, but this we can get done quick. And then if we build this, we can build this quick. Just like how when we acquired AYYA, Thick and Thin, and Pine, we went to get one spot for one location, another one came available, and then we were like, you know what, why don't we just put them all three next to each other? And then we can feed this ecosystem, because outside of the Pine Bistro, we can use that kitchen for meal prep for the gym. So by the time you get out of your gym, you know, say Monday you come in, hey, you know, your meals are ready. All right, cool. You're done working out, you go get your shake, and we'll have your meal prep brought to you. You're on your way.
What's
you know, it's just it all feeds.
Is Pine Bistro open?
No, not yet.
Oh, it's not? Okay.
No,
when is the launch date for that?
We're shooting for end of March.
End of March, okay. So it's coming up soon. Yep. Okay. And I'm really looking forward to this Jay Blanco. Man.
Yeah, me
so
too.
That's a conversation. So it's super funny. So I read it to Kevin Burke and his wife Mary. Last year. Real good people with Uncommons. But Jay Blanco, that's gonna be a really cool concept, right? So it's gonna be a Mexican steakhouse, from my understanding.
Correct, a Mexican steakhouse. It's more condensed. You got your mix of like Javier-ish, like that scale. Okay. But more of a smaller footprint. Okay. Super sexy. I mean, we got lucky because as of right now, we're the only restaurant in there underneath DraftKings, CBRE's in there, Sotheby's, Morgan Stanley, all those big groups are in there. So that's just going to generate traffic in itself, you know. Being across the street from Durango Station is actually the same street that they have. Yeah. You know, we're right at the apex of it, so it's really going to be good. I don't want to say too much, but it's going to be really dope.
When is that open?
We're going to shoot for August-ish.
Okay.
Top
so
of August.
Yeah. In the summer.
Yeah.
You know, trying to get into Uncommons, you know, we've heard it's been pretty challenging. Like, it's not easy to get a spot in there. You know, a lot of people are buying, trying to get those opportunities. How were you guys able to kind of facilitate that dynamic to be able to build a restaurant in there? Because I'm sure it's highly valuable real estate.
Yeah. So actually, there was another thing that we were going to do in there.
Okay. When we talked about,
another thing we were going to do in there. Structural wise, things didn't work out between us and another tenant. Like, we were going to do things together, but it just didn't structurally work out.
Got it.
So obviously we got to tour the whole scenario, and we're like, okay, what's this space? And they're like, oh, this space is, you know, made for a restaurant. It's available. It's got the scratching. You know, we had Jay Blanco in the pipeline, named something else in a different location, and then we were like, you know what? This might be a little bit better. So then we worked out a deal.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
How do you choose the real estate you want to be in? Was that, you know, are you looking for Southern Highlands? Or are you looking for prime areas?
We're looking for prime areas.
Yep.
Southern Highlands works for us because, again, the type of, I want to say, like, demographic we're going after, that works for us. There's really nothing in Southern Highlands. So everybody from Southern Highlands has to come to the Strip. You know, there's no happy medium. So that's what worked for that. The Uncommons came about because, again, we were going to do that other venture there. And then it just, again, there's nothing. I mean, there's something, but there's nothing going to be like ours that's going to be up there, if I put it that way.
Yeah, that's what I'm looking forward to, because I've seen all the tokas and all the different spots, man. And I know,
you know what I mean?
Y'all going to
like,
make it change it up. So
we're about to change it.
I'm excited, man. Excited about that. Being in the restaurant industry, right? Because you've got that background with the hospitality company. Are you scared of the ROI? Because I've heard the capital is very, very, very high.
Yeah, we learned a lot with that, with crust.
Okay, yeah.
Because, pizza is like, and I'm just like, yo, the pizza tastes good. But I wasn't really fluent as to what goes into it.
Mhm.
The water determines the thickness.
The
and
yeast
this,
percentages and all that kind of. I'm in a
and all
Facebook
this.
group. It's pretty intense.
Dude, and my partner, Lou, heaven sent, like, knows that stuff to like a T. He's like, no, this is off. And then he brought in Chef Danny. Chef Danny is by far the best. You give him an idea of what you want, and he can make it. Like, I want to try this and did it. Okay, cool, boom. And it's to a T.
Mhm.
But with them two combined, knowing all that stuff, our ROI was far gone. Like, we were like, it's going to be hard to return.
Yeah.
But then as we, you get the measurements, get everything down right, portioned correctly, and then, we got it dialed in.
Yeah.
I mean, our pizzas aren't cheap, but also you see what you get. It's quality.
But you expect that. On the strip side of Town Square,
Yeah.
you're going to expect to pay a little bit higher.
But you want quality. You pay exactly what you get.
People are moving away. I was reading an article a while back, and they were talking about, for the last 10 years or so, these Domino's, Papa John's were like the highest performing, like on the stock market. Huge job growth opportunity, but you're starting to see that slow down a lot.
Pizza Hut just
because
dropped.
people want to be in a more high end pizza. I even find myself doing that too.
Yeah.
I don't mind spending $30 for a really good pizza.
Yeah.
I don't either, and it's crazy to me. Like my parents, like, I mean, we're all sneakerheads.
Yeah, for sure.
And my dad cannot understand why I'll pay $200, sometimes $1,000, whatever, for a pair of sneakers, and they look just like the other ones. But it's like you don't understand.
Yeah.
I understand this is what I want, and I understand what I'm paying for. So I take that same thing with the food. You buy some, no disrespect, $13.99 pizza. You might be feeling like shit after a while. You know what I'm saying?
That's exactly why I stopped doing it.
That's a very good point, man. Since you wear so many hats, man, like, I'm very curious. How do you keep the work-life balance, man? Because you got crazy schedule, man. Like, we talk about the 9th day.
Yeah.
How do you keep everything organized, man, and be able to make it work?
You just got to prioritize what's important to you. You make important. You know what I'm saying? Everything that I'm a part of is important to me. So everything has a separate time, a separate day. Of course, it's going to overlap, but, it's just until we get everything honed in to where it's just running by itself, it's part of the territory.
Yeah,
So I'm sure this show, when you guys first started, you was kind of like,
all over
but
the place,
then once you got, I walk in, like, whoever you have, it's free flowing. You're not still setting stuff up, trying to figure it out, make everything. It takes time. So you just got to dedicate it all to the time, because you want it to be successful. So just like anything, the work you put in is what you get out. So the whole team, all of us, were putting in our time.
That's what's up,
and what
man.
keeps you motivated? Because with having all these different things, you're always taking a shot, a gamble, trying to hit that next big thing and really keep it going. What keeps you motivated to kind of hit all those different avenues? Like, you have 10 different things happening all at the same time.
I want to say I'm a self-motivated person, first of all. But I think I ended this show last time saying surround yourself with people that you want to be around.
Yeah.
And every single member of my team is kind of the same way. So if I'm not feeling up to it today, I can easily look on Instagram or, see a text from my partner Lou at 5 a.m. I'm like, bro, this dude is up already. Like, all right, cool. I got to get up. Like, for me, it's like, if they don't have an excuse, I don't have an excuse. So it kind of like, they motivate me as well. You know what I'm saying? Like, when I'm tapped out from the night, from the nightlife stuff, my partner Lo, he's still up, doing his thing, creating stuff. And I'm like, shit, all right, let me take this power nap and let me get right back to it. You know what I'm saying? Because I, at the end of the day, still got to hold up my end of the bargain and everything I'm responsible for. So I don't want to let that chain link, slip. So, we hold each other accountable.
I really want to just transition a little bit about health, right? Because
Huge.
People are dying all the time.
Yeah,
I
man.
mean, the heart disease and everything else. And I know you really, really heavy in the gym.
Yep.
Do you set your structure up where it's a daily setup that you have? Like, how do you put everything together for that? Do you have a personal trainer, or you just know exactly what you want to do?
The Vegas Circle podcast is brought to you by RAC Financial. They help new and established businesses with simple, secure, and reliable payment processing. RAC's credit card merchant processing services are unmatched. Visit racfinancial.com today and mention Vegas Circle podcast.
I have my master's degree in kinesiology. That's what I went to. That's what I went to school for.
Say that. Okay.
Yeah, I went to school for it. So I know stuff.
Okay.
I'm not like up to the date.
Sure.
But
sure.
I know how to keep myself right. But from playing football and sports, it just became a habit, like brushing teeth. Like if I don't do it, you don't brush your teeth. Something mouth dry, don't taste right. You know what I'm saying? So like if I don't get up at 7 a.m. and work out, it just, even if I still go at 1 o'clock in the afternoon, it just, my day's kind of thrown off. You know what I'm saying? Like for me, it's like before my phone starts going off, that's my time to myself. I can get it in, whatever I'm pissed off about from last night or where I got to think about if I have a meeting and I'm like, you know, I got to think about a contract or something like that. I can get all that clarity while I'm working out. And then my day is good to go. You know what I'm saying? Because like things do pop up throughout the day. And the more I push it off and push it off, I'm like, all right, I'll go at 3, I'll go at 4. And it's like,
and then you ain't gonna go.
No, I'm gonna go. Yeah. But it's just, for me, it's that like, that starts my day. Yeah. You know what I mean? It just starts my day.
Yeah, I've been really big on, you know, just health and wellness, working out, reading. You know, Richard Branson's talked a lot about it, like how he's able to get that in. So that's why I wanted to understand, you know, your perspective on that.
But I mean, it's key, you know, like we get stressed out, you know, and like for me, that's my stress reliever. Yeah. So, I mean, it all falls in line with mental, physical, everything, you know.
For sure. Yeah. How do you guys promote and advertise? Do you, because I saw you guys have done like the All-Star, you know, celebrity All-Star events and things like that where you sponsor. Do you guys do product placement? How do you guys actually market?
So for that, we supplied the water, we did product placement, we did gift bags, you know, with our performance center because we want to get it out there. Sure. It just, luckily we've been approached by a lot of different companies now that we kind of got the track rolling. Yeah. We just did a thing with the XFL, you know, we just feed the players. Oh, okay. Simply feed the players. Okay. The away team, the home team, the lacrosse team, the Vegas, the Desert Dogs. Okay. We partner with them. So anything that we can do to get out there, but then also have the community taste what we have and get to see. And then they're like, oh, you guys do the gym. Oh, you guys got the pine. And it's just like, again, we just try to keep everybody in that ecosystem, you know? But yeah, we try to get out there. That's kind of like my niche is marketing. Yeah. Trying to get all my friends, my celebrity homies, you know.
That's what I was going to ask. You know,
so, hey, I done took care of you guys for a long time, you know, just swing by, get a pizza. You know?
Pay back. No, that's real.
Know. But also, like, I don't want anybody to feel obligated. For me, and one thing that I've been good at over the years is when I've done stuff is organic. You know, like, it's hard to get somebody, like, who promotes health all the time, and then all of a sudden they're, like, eating pizza. And it's like... that don't go together. Like, bro, like, I know you want to do it for me, but like, do it organically. Like, you more or less likely come out the thick and thin or AYYA. You know, that's more of your wheelhouse. But again, I want it to be organically. I don't want you to feel obligated when you come. You know what I mean?
Yeah. You know, people are trying to kick off a brand. You know, what would you say from your personal experience is more important, right? Because I think, you know, being in charge of marketing and developing all these different things, also you have a very vast network. Like, if you thought the traditional marketing channel has been more beneficial to you, or do you think it's more important to like build those networks with people that maybe give you an opportunities?
It's a little bit of both. I would say for building a network, because again, like when it's organic and people do it, like it's more tasteful. Because like there's people that I've taken care of, and they're like, "Yeah, sure, I'll do it. Give me 10 grand." It's like, damn, dog, it's like 10 grand just to wear the hat for a second. Like, come on, like. But I understand it. Like you getting hit up by major corporations, tons of people to do the same thing I'm asking you for, and one post from you could change the game for, you know, an individual. So, you know, you don't want to use that person in a sense, you know what I'm saying? So like if they naturally want to do it, then I'm all for it. You know, that's that I'm huge on that.
You know, like for somebody who's trying to aspire to be a better networker like myself, I'm notoriously terrible at it. You know, what's your like recommendation for getting yourself in that room? You know, getting yourself in that conversation to have the opportunity to build that network.
Being authentic. There's times where I've dealt with people at work, and you know, you try to have a conversation, try to find the common ground, and just sometimes there's no common ground. And then you got to pass it on to somebody. But maybe I might pass it on to somebody who you guys have a common relationship with, and you guys do something, and you're like, "No, Jay, you introduced me to Paki, and you know, now we're doing Vegas Circle, and I appreciate that." And it comes back to you. Like, we couldn't do something personally, but you did something with him, and you guys were successful at it, but you didn't forget about me. And then you're like, "No, Jay, I'm going to go do this convention and whatever. If you get a chance, come through." And now you're putting me in a whole room amongst people that I've never been around. So that's one thing that I've really utilized working, you know, at the Wynn and hospitality. I try to go to as many events that are kind of like out of my wheelhouse just to get the experience. So now I have a conversation that I can relate with somebody on. You know what I'm saying?
Do you find yourself like being a person that just walks up to a random person and just starts a conversation? Like, are you that guy that?
I mean, I can, but again, I'm gonna find something common. Like I might look down at your shoes and be like, man, what you know about those? And you're like, well, I don't know. My wife bought these for me. Or you'd be like, well, I bought these. What do you know about the 95? Blah blah blah. And now we have something.
Yeah.
And then we just build. But again, it's organic. You know what I mean? Like there's been plenty of times where people come up to the club and you don't know who I am. Like, nah, I don't. You know, okay, cool. You know, and then they're kind of like turned sideways, like, wow, this person really don't know who I am. And it's no disrespect. I just don't. And then some bump into each other, see each other in the bathroom, have a conversation, Google, like, oh, this dude owns so-and-so. Oh, cool. You know what I'm saying? And it's like based off that conversation, because they're so used to being, oh, that's Mr. So-and-so. And I'm just like, whatever, bro. Just go ahead, do your thing.
Treat people like people.
Yeah, treat people like people. And then it's come back to me so many times.
Yeah.
So many times.
Yeah.
You know?
I've been trying to get this cat to come out so bad.
Yeah,
man.
that's Paki's
kill
network.
But it's fun.
I run into him all the time.
Oh yeah. But it's
yeah.
fun. It's so much fun, man. Like, cause like I'm into riding Harleys and stuff, right? And I've been to Sturgis. I rode from here to Sturgis. And when the concrete convention came, right? You know, I'll go. I rolled up to the concrete convention, ended up talking to a dude who owns a big major backhoe company. And I met him at Sturgis.
Oh, wow.
You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, what would have thought?
But that night, he was like, you know, I don't know what to do. You know, I got the crew out. It's our last night. I'm like, hey, come
I'm your guy.
come see Chainsmokers. He's like, oh, hell, Mike loves Chainsmokers.
Yeah.
They end up spending like 20 grand with me that night. You know what I'm saying? But just how that all aligned. You know what I mean? Like,
and you would never have done it if you just didn't put yourself in a situation.
Yeah,
that maybe
my boy like, you want to
right.
go to Sturgis? I was like, shit.
I've been trying to tell him that for the longest. I keep trying to tell him, you never know who's going to be there, because that's how we build a lot of our relationship with Vegas Circle is we go and, hey, who do I need to meet here? You know what I mean?
Never know.
So, so my problem is like,
now we start getting invited too, which is awesome.
My biggest thing is trying not to come across too salesy, right? Like you always,
but
when you meet
organic.
somebody new, you always feel like you're getting sized up one way or the other.
Yeah.
How do you break that barrier fast? Is my challenge.
You know what I noticed though? People go off energy.
100%.
People go off positive energy, and they know, excuse my language, they know if you're full of shit.
Yeah.
Right?
But
So they know it.
But that's also the thing. Like, if you're engaging in a conversation and you don't know something, there's nothing wrong. Like, yo, bro, I don't know. Tell me about it. And just like when you interview people here, what's the one thing they love doing? Talking about themselves.
100%.
So when you don't know something, and if they're cool, they're gonna want to teach you. They want to be your first experience of whatever you don't know.
Yeah.
That's what's
You
up.
know, that's what, like, when I go to, like, I love going to Toronto, right? And I say Canadian people are some of the nicest people on earth. I've been up there quite a few times. And every time I go up there, you always get asked a question. Oh, you're from the States. What do you think of Toronto? What do you think of Toronto?
Yeah.
And if you have anything bad to say, oh, no, well, let me take you to this. You got to come tomorrow. And it's like everybody wants you to have that first experience and want you to be with them.
Yeah.
You know, they're proud of it. So it's no different, you know, because like when I meet people and they've never been to Vegas or they never stayed at the Wynn or never been to Encore Beach, I'm like, come on, man, you got to just come. Just let me show you. Trust me, you know.
That's what's up, man.
Yeah.
What's the goal of the hospitality company? Because you guys are in so many different industries, right?
Yep.
You guys in sports. What is that? The whole idea is kind of being that gumbo and kind of being that service.
It's kind of be the gumbo. Again, it's everything that we're a part of, or everything that we do is something that we do in real life or something that we're passionate about. So, you know, when somebody sees you passionate about something, they're more apt to fuck with it. You know what I'm saying? So like you see me working on it every day. So people are like, oh, what gym you go to? I go to our gym, you know, and they're more apt to come. But the goal of it is to, in 5 to 6 years, package the whole thing and sell it.
That's what's up.
You know?
Okay. So that is the goal.
We can't do it forever.
Yep.
You know, restaurants are, you know, there's
there's
very few that sustain that longevity. I mean, we would love to, but one of my partners, you know, he's in the private equity sector. So he, you know, he has a strategic goal and obviously it makes sense. So that's, you know, that's the goal. But we've been approached to franchise some of our locations and some of the things that we have in other cities. And so what we really want to do is make sure we have everything fine-tuned before we go that route, you know? And it's very humbling because, like, you know, some of these ideas majority of our ideas are from scratch. You know, I mean, there's a bunch of performance centers, but, you know, it's who's involved and what you can provide that this one can't. but we've been very fortunate enough to get hit up by some people already. Like, hey, I love this. This will work here. And, this will work here. And it's like, okay, cool. If you can just hang tight for a second, let us get this fine tuned and then we can plug and play,
Yeah, that's what's up. You shared some great nuggets last time about business advice. From what you've learned now, what is it that you would tell somebody now that wants to get in business for yourself? Because you're starting up all these businesses, sometimes two a day.
Yeah.
What would you tell them as far as what they could do or what they can accomplish?
From taking that idea that you have for a long time and actually executing, a lot of people think about the money. Like, okay, if I do it by myself, that's less people have to pay. That's less people have to get involved. It's a bigger percentage for me. No, because there's a whole bunch of shit that I don't know that my partners do. And there's some stuff that they don't know that I do and that I can bring to the table. Yeah. So you're going to have to get involved with people. But like I said, when you get involved with people that are like-minded, that you can also learn from and that have the same goal. And of course, there's businesses that started out like that and people have gone separate ways, but still, that loss is, as they say, is a lesson learned. Yeah. So I've been in that realm and I've learned that. And with our crew that we have now, I mean, we all are on the same page about everything. So take that idea and actually execute. Because one of my partners always says, "There's no point in having an idea if you don't execute it." Everybody dreams big, but it's like, go ahead and actually do it.
Got to do it. So it's like the conversation.
You got to do it. But sometimes you got to, tap on the shoulder and don't be afraid to ask for help.
Yeah. That's true. Yeah, that's great advice, man. I know you talked about Javier's last time, favorite restaurant. What's another gem you could give us, man? Is something that you like now? You still mess with Javier's?
I still Javier's, but I can't put it too much because, I'm going to do my own.
Your own competitor now. Yeah.
Barry's is my go-to.
Barry's my
my little cubby hole. You know what I'm saying? Like, when people come to town, like, oh, it's a good steakhouse. You're like, you've been to the SDKs and the other spots, but I'm like, go to Barry's. I'm like, oh, it's downtown. I'm like, I'm just telling you, it's worth the drive. It's worth the experience. The hospitality down there is great. And Chef Barry and everybody is super nice.
They show love, man. I like them.
They show love.
I like them.
I mean, to me, it's like, you go enough, it becomes a family environment. Yeah. You start to know the waiters. They remember your orders and stuff like that. And I just have a good time. I always have a good time.
I like Barry's. I like Chef Barry over there. They're good people, man. They're real good people over there, man. Joey Hamilton mentioned that last time.
The scene is great.
Yeah,
the scene. If he'll make a reservation if there ain't one.
Yeah, he said if there ain't one.
Bro, I'm like, I'm coming with 18 people. He's like, give me a second.
That's because it's you. That's because it's you. You got connections.
No, but he makes it happen. Every time I'm like, look, people will call me like, and I suggest it, and I'm like, I'm telling them to come down there. Is there any way?
Yeah.
I can make it happen. Just tell them to be here by 7. I'm like, all right, cool, yes.
That's what's up. Okay.
But that things like that also keep you going. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. That's what's up, man. What else is on the horizon for you, man? You got a lot going on, man. What else you want to accomplish? I say just for 2023. We'll just talk about this year.
Just get everything we got right now. So we just opened this stuff in July, so we haven't even been going a full year.
Yeah.
Get this down, get this honed in. And that's really it, man. I'm blessed. I got a good team, good circle.
Yeah.
Work is great.
Yeah.
We're doing big things over there. We just signed Tiger. Finally got some more hip hop on deck. You know. Chainsmokers, Diplo, everybody, still hanging tight. So, just keep the ball rolling. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. But as far as the hospitality, just grow that and have fun with it.
That's what's up, man. Well, we rooting for you, man.
Oh, yeah,
we appreciate you coming back. We're going to keep pulse on you, man. And then when y'all sell it to you, have to come back and let us know.
Yeah,
for sure.
For sure.
Appreciate you, man. Thanks for hanging out, man.
Thank you.
That's good stuff, man.